Hey everybody, this is Will Scott, and you're watching the new episode of Graveyard Carz.
Whoa!
What? Mother, shut up. Sorry about that.
This time on Graveyard Carz.
We just got our firepower car back from the dipper. It's actually not in too bad a shape. We were hoping to be a little bit better, but considering some of the jobs that we've done in the past, this isn't too bad.
The firepower CUDA returns from the dipper.
Probably end up being one of the most talked about cars we've ever done in the history of Graveyard Carz.
So Mark and Will develop a plan of attack to get this beast through bodywork in as little time as possible. Alyssa learns the vital need for organization in the parts room to keep the graveyard wheels turning.
That's the prime, that's the Pink Panther right there.
But when she tries to help the crew get the firepower CUDA through bodywork,
What I can do to help you with this car?
Yes, as soon as the coffees are done.
Serious?
Will does his best to subvert her efforts. Finally, the ghouls team up with some new Hellcat owners and head out to the dyno to see how a stock Survivor 69 Daytona compares to this modern marvel of Mopar.
What I would like to know is the horsepower to weight ratio.
On this episode of Graveyard Carz.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It has been established that the buried dead are coming back to life.
I'm Mark Warman, and together we bring dead muscle cars back to life, to exactly the way they were on the day they were born.
In case you were watching Hellcat videos on YouTube, or maybe just cat videos, here's what you missed. Alyssa took charge,
Mike, there's no tomorrow. We gotta get this started today.
helping Mike and Mark ready the 383 engine and drivetrain for Buck 71 Challenger RT.
Go ahead.
Dave and Alyssa checked off the brake lines and the formed headliner with consolette.
Sounds like we're going to be getting our suspension here very shortly, so.
Finally, the ghouls installed the drivetrain and got this Green Go Challenger on its own four wheels.
Very nostalgic. I mean, this is what everybody ran back in the late 70s, 80s.
The crew was introduced to a very special project.
I'm going to open the door and show you what car it is. Kind of surprising because you've had your hand on this car already.
Oh, so it should be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
A super secret 71 CUDA. The ghouls will be making way for a record-setting restoration because the total time for this car is 4 months.
We're hoping for the best, but expecting the worst, because we always do.
Will they be able to push it through the shop in time for its final deadline? Or are they biting off more than they can chew?
So what I want to do is tell you what I'd like to have done so that you can relay that to the bodyman, because time is of the essence. We do not have the time that we normally would have to do everything, but we still want to do the same quality of job.
Of course.
Okay, looking right here, you see that we have some holes drilled here from an old repair. I want all these welded up, okay? You can see that it had body side moldings at one time. These need to be welded right. These need to be welded right. I want him to put a patch, which I just ordered from AMD, this lower quarter patch.
Okay.
I want him to put it on this and on the other side. Both of them need it. If you look at the trunk floor, I'm not doing quarters or rear body panel, so we're gonna section the trunk pan. We're gonna put it in right here in between these two, okay? You see that rotted area?
Yeah.
That's the stuff I want replaced. Am I bothering you with my television show and my restoration? That bothering your phone? You okay?
Don't lose focus.
Okay, I'm not. As far as the main floor, this can get a small patch in it, which I have all these patches coming. All these pieces are coming from AMD.
Okay.
I have a left-hand main floor, so he's gonna put a small piece in here. He's gonna put the 2 step wells in the back. It's already been dipped, so if it's a pinhole in a floor, panel bonded adhesive is just fine. But if it can be welded up, I would rather see it welded up. Don't let that phone bother you. Don't let it distract you.
It's
I'm here to help
distracting you. I'm listening to you right now.
I want him to make patches for all of these pieces right here. I actually ordered the rust out piece from AMD, so if it shows up, he can put that whole piece in. But otherwise, I want him just to make it. this break zone. The front aprons are beautiful on this car. They don't need anything. So the first thing I want you doing is going through here, sanding everything. Double check for any holes that need to be welded up, but I don't think there are any. This was a little 318 3-speed car. And then you can go ahead and get your epoxy going on here. The other thing I want to do is I want to add the torque boxes right here.
So we're building a car with a 318?
Yeah.
Well, that's desirable.
Yeah. Well, it is to somebody. Are all your kids beautiful?
Yeah.
No, in the real world, not parents looking at them, but you got one that's not so great, right?
No.
We all do, right?
No, I don't.
But you love them just the same, right? You don't look at him and say, oh, you're not as handsome as Billy, and so, you know, I don't like you as much. No, you love them all. They're all cars. They're all created equally. That's constitutional,
So
right?
we're gonna throw a V6 or a
It's
slant
a
6 in the next one?
No, but
Okay.
actually I have a slant 6 Charger. Anyway, all the rails, all the other stuff is very solid. So once all the welding is done, then I want you to go back in and do your DP90 on the bottom of it to protect it.
Right.
This is gonna be an undercoating car, but it'll be the last thing we do after we paint it.
Can we paint the bottom of it?
You can if you want to.
Okay.
You can if you want to. I mean, it doesn't,
So this
whatever's
owner doesn't
fastest.
give a shit what we do.
No, this owner does care what we do.
Paint,
He just has
undercoat,
he didn't
slant
care. He
6,
said whatever.
318,
He doesn't
same
have a
thing.
ton of money, so he just wanted it done. He just wanted the old car done. You can do whatever you want to do to get this car done in time. I don't care what it is. Well, that's nicely balanced, isn't it?
You're welcome. So what do you mean you need this car done in time? What's your time frame?
November.
Okay.
Yeah, done. Driving. Fastest one we've ever done on record. And probably just not to toot my own horn or anything, but
That'd be a first.
probably end up being one of the most talked about cars we've ever done in the history of graveyard cars. So the guys are all working weekends. I've already talked to them about it.
Oh, you have?
Yep. All
Cool.
3 body men are going to work weekends. You're going to work weekends. You're going
Yeah.
to do whatever. No, this honeymoon thing that you think you're going to, some prima donna that works 6 hours a day. All right. I made you. I can break you. I brought you into this world. I can take you out. Okay. So if you just be a lamb fry and make sure that thing's done in time, I'll go back over to the other side and start building out all of the pods for the parts.
So he's gonna go back to the office and write checks, I guess. All right. Guess I'll get the guys and bring it in and get started.
While Will gets ready to tackle the firepower CUDA, Mark meets Alyssa upstairs to go over his newly organized parts room.
I'm gonna show you what your father's been doing up here, sweating, all right?
Mike.
I am gonna show you around. I think it's important that you see what I've been doing and why I've been doing it.
Well, I understand why.
Someday this
This makes your
great
job a lot
big
easier.
mass, this big snowball rolling down the hill and getting bigger all the time is gonna land on your doorstep. It'd be nice to know how to do it, wouldn't it?
Okay.
All right. If you remember when you came up here, there was crate and pallet after crate and pallet, stuff full of stuff from all over the place.
Yeah.
That's when you left, because
No.
that was no fun.
Incorrect.
All right. We've got it reduced down to these bins. So what I'm doing right
Wow.
now is the final. I'm going through and saying, yes, I need these in the engine shop. I need these downstairs.
Okay.
Just kind of going through it. But that's all that's left of the unknowns.
Okay.
You go over to these shelves now. We put them together by engine, transmission, rear end, interior, glass. So now,
Okay.
instead of the way it was in the past, this is the only used stuff that we have on this premises.
Okay.
So if Dave is looking, let's say Dave is looking for a sway bar for a 69 Super B, all right? Not that he would, because I build all the suspensions, but say that he was. He comes over here, every sway bar on the premises at 3654 Catherine is on that shelf. So he walks
Awesome.
up. Here's one right here. He grabs it and goes. Or he comes up here. He needs one for a 66 Charger. He comes up here. Oh, there's one for that too. Okay. He comes up here and he wants one for a Dodge Monaco from 1984. There isn't one. He goes back downstairs and orders it. Where in the past he'd start there, work his way down, around, in and out, lift up stuff, put it back down again, then go into the first room, then go into the second room, then dig through all those because nothing was organized. He can walk up here, got it, go. That's the name of the game in the organization. If we're gonna start putting 12, 14, 16 cars a year out, every minute is valuable. These are all the used engines that we have. Other than that, Tony's got one here that he's storing, a 68 426 Hemi. Another engine that a guy bought, this is an unstamped engine, no date codes on it, kind of like a warranty block type thing. So when you have a car missing the original engine,
Yeah.
got a 70 Super B 446 pack, 4-speed engine, a Super Track pack, FC7, white top, white interior, console shift. When you have that and it's missing the original engine, gone. You have two choices. a date-coded correct one, but it would have a VIN number off another car on it, but it'd still be dated correctly for the car.
Like we've talked about on so many
Or
parts.
one that has no stampings on it, an over-the-counter block with the right date code and no VIN.
So why does it have
That's the best. That's the
dates?
creme de la creme. That's the Chachi loves Joni and they're doing weird crap in the back of Fonzie's motorcycle.
So how does that happen though?
Because that engine could have been a warranty engine that they had in stock and never put in a car.
They
Those
made
cars
it and they
blew
were
up
waiting
when they
for
were
a
brand
car.
new.
Okay.
They could be 2 months old and some guy goes out and misses a shift and he blows the engine up. So they had those on the shelf waiting to go into cars. If it never got sold, it's new old stock. That's the prime. That's the Pink Panther right there.
The body man came out here in the yard to check this 69 GTX out for some the door hinge placement and type of bolts and stuff they were using. And lo and behold, when they swung the door open, they found a big old hornet's nest in there. So I heard them out there talking about it. So went and grabbed some of the graveyard necessity, the wasp and hornet killer. So come out here and take care of these babies for them. Body guys are a bunch of weenies. All right. Just for your information, I'm going that way, so always expecting something bad to happen when you spray a nest that big, especially there's got to be 50 or 60 of them in there, it looks like. So we'll just shoot them up real good and take off running if we have to. So, oh yeah. Oh, look at them dropping like flies. That's some good stuff, man. They didn't even come out of there. Yeah, definitely, I think this would be a perfect job for Alyssa. She could just come around here and just kind of keep all the cars cleaned out of wasp and hornets. I think that would be perfect for her. That's definitely an HR job, so I'll have to take that up with her at our next meeting, so. Hey, that was pretty easy.
What are you guys doing? Hey. Hey. Can I help?
Yeah, we never got our coffees this morning. No, seriously, we
There was
didn't.
no list.
The list is on there.
It's not up there. Look.
No, it is. So I know
I would
these.
rather help you guys here. I don't want to make coffees today.
Well, you offer what you can do. I know Josh wants one and I want one. Adam,
Okay.
he wants this chocolate milk.
Can I anything I can do to help you with this car?
Yes, as soon as the coffees are done.
Serious? You're really gonna make me do this whole little song and dance today?
Yeah.
First it was dressing me up, now it's having to make coffee.
Yeah, but I really need the coffee. I didn't need you to.
I'll be back. I'll be back here for coffee. Yeah, so I went up and asked Will if I could help him on this car, and he told me not until I make him a coffee, which that's Will for you. Like, I can never, helping him out isn't enough. I always gotta go and do some stupid task beforehand to prove that I, like, deserve to help. Stupid. Okay. Here you go.
Where's the lid?
We're out of lid.
Was that so hard?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you ready to help?
Yes.
Okay. Safety glasses.
Okay, I'm ready.
This area through here, looking like this. So you kind of, yeah, you're gonna have to.
This is how you've been working this close to George?
Yes. See all this? So you really got to get up in here.
While he was there?
Do what you got to do. So this whole area.
George, I'm right behind you, okay?
Okay.
So he knows. Okay, so.
Yeah, you got to get in there. Okay.
Well,
you got to kind of hold it like that. There you go. Yeah, I think this is good. A, I got a coffee out of it, which was nice. B, she's doing my job for me. And C, she's got George bent over in the car, which looks quite funny. So I really didn't think it was gonna work this well. I just kind of thought, hey, this would be kind of funny. But it's working good. I just needed her to get more of a lean over George. And then I think we'll be set. So yeah, after she gets that whole jam area cleaned up, kind of right over George's right shoulder, there's some cleanup that needs to be done, so I'm gonna have her get really deep there in a minute.
What? What did he say?
gentlemen, thank you
How you
for
doing?
coming out. What was your name?
Michael. My name is Michael Juden. Me and my father, Mike, are the owner of the 2016 Hellcat.
Mark Warman.
Nice to meet you.
Alyssa.
Mike and
Nice to meet
Michael.
you.
Yeah.
Jeff.
And Jeff, Big Jeff. All right, my daughter Alyssa.
Guys. Hi.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, we got it from
that-
Summers.
Yeah, buddy of mine, Chuck Summers. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad, he wasn't planning on getting it, but you know how it is. You go to look at a car and you end up buying
Don't go to the grocery store hungry because you're gonna come home with a Hellcat.
Right. Ever since I've been growing up, my dad's always talked about getting a muscle car. He mainly wanted a 70s Cuda, possibly a Challenger, but they were always way too expensive. I was out of town working in Detroit, and he called me on my cell phone and left me a message and said, "Son, I think I bought a Hellcat."
Wow, that's a good-looking machine. I like the hood.
Thank you.
I don't know if you know it, but this is very AAR Cuda style.
Oh,
See that?
real nice.
That's the one that started it right there.
Yep.
Just a little note there for you.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Next time you're riding around like everything's everything, just remember, AAR started it. Yeah, very cool. Is that the B5 Blue?
Yep. That would be it.
Nice. Paddle shifter?
Yep. Basically, this is automatic, and then you have to shift it over to the left to enter manual mode with the paddle shifters.
But you could just drive it with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
automatic, normal.
All right. Girls like automatics. So we're thinking I want to do a little comparing with some old school. That's one of the few cars on the lot that run too. Is what it is. Most of them are pretty dead by the time they get here. But that's a nice, clean, original, old, kind of almost a survivor car. Got a ton of miles on it. The guy bought it brand new. 375 horsepower, rated 440 Magnum in 69. I thought it'd be cool, take these up to the Marcola Way Station, drive them across the deck, see what that one's real, true, live weight is with nobody in it. Same thing for this.
Yeah.
Then go over to a place in Eugene that does dynos.
Okay.
Has a dynamometer.
Yeah.
Take that over, do a dyno on it, take that over, do a dyno on it, and then do a comparison. Just mostly, we already know that car will blow the doors off the Daytona. There's no, it's not a mystery.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo ain't gonna come out and solve it. We already know the answer. What I would like to know is the horsepower to weight ratio.
Okay.
I want to know exactly how that plays because dragsters, race guys, that's one of their big things, horsepower to weight, horsepower to weight.
Yep.
Sound good?
We'll meet you out
You
there.
ready to rock?
Oh, yeah.
Ready to do this
Born.
I thought I'd take just a second and catch everybody up on Operation Firepower. That's our 71 Barracuda. Since it got back from the dipper, we've really been burning on this thing. So I've got all of the under hood stuff done. There were a few holes that needed to be welded up. There were some dents in there that needed to be repaired. This is all your inner apron area, core support, upper cowl panel. All that's done and now setting in epoxy, all right? We're putting in sections of floor. It was a really nice car. And so, yes, if it was a customer's car, something I was doing for a client, I probably would have I would have had more time, number one. I would have had more budget, number two. And we'd have put complete floor pans in it. In this case, we have no time, we have no budget, and the rest of the floor surrounding the area where we're putting the patches was perfectly fine. So this is kind of a bit of old school how we're getting to our finish line with this one. Once he's finished with that, he'll put the rear stepwell pan in, that's down here. Right now he's putting this main section in, which is the front half of the right floor pan. Now one thing that's cool is with Auto Metal Direct, you can get just one half of the floor, left half, the right half, or the whole thing is one thing.
I knew that was a bad idea.
Is it burning
Yeah,
through?
it's blistering the undercoating. Mark gets in these modes where he's like 100 miles an hour, which is awesome. Problem being is he wanted these undercoated with the spray and seam sealer now. Not tomorrow, now, because there's no tomorrow, it needs to be done now. So now, as opposed to being ahead of everything, we have to go back and fix that because he needed it done now. So sometimes he gets a little overly excited, and now we're already just a few days into this project, and we're going back.
Getting ready to order lunch. You want me to get you some French fries and a wah shake? What are you crying about, man? Get your job done. I'm a businessman. This is what I do.
This is why you sit in the office.
Well, what does that hurt? I got more done sitting in the office than you do in an entire month. So, yeah.
Well, you're
nice
the
try.
owner of the company. You should.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great answer. That's
you.
the loser's credo. All right.
Don't get too close behind. Yeah. You.
Good point. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
The Firepower car's here. Everybody's hard at work in the body shop on the Firepower Cuda. So I'm gonna take some time to catch up on Buck's 71 Dodge Challenger. I'm gonna go ahead and start with his driver's side mirror. I'm gonna try to get some glass in the car, but it's always nice to get that driver's side mirror in first. That way you can get to all the fasteners without that glass being in the way. So I'll go ahead and slide in the remote cable, get it fixed down on there, get the screw set in, get her tightened down, and I'm ready to go on the glass. Before I install my driver's side glass, I always like to put some tape down over the painted area, and in this case, the chrome mirror. I want to protect that a little bit too from getting scratched, or actually from the glass getting scratched. I like to put the main part of the track, the front part, on the actual glass before I drop it into the car. Makes it a lot easier for me to put it in. And so with that track in place, I can drop it in as one unit. Now that the driver's side glass is in, I'll go ahead and do my upper door rubber. Upper door rubber, I kind of put a little bit of weather strip adhesive every 4 to 6 inches or so, and go ahead and install the rubber up and around and get it firmly into place. Okay, now that the driver's side's pretty much under wraps, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the passenger side. Same thing as the driver's side. I start with the mirror. In this case here, it's a fixed mirror. Driver's side was a remote mirror. This car had a cool option, having dual chrome racing mirrors, which is really nice. A lot of cars only had a single mirror. And after installing that, I go ahead and put my regulator in, go ahead and drop my glass in with all my tracks in place, get everything set, upper door rubber put in. After I get all that set up, make sure the door, glass rolls up and down correctly. Start shutting it, start adjusting it, get a nice even reveal. Yeah, the glass went in just fantastic. This is a really nice original car, so everything just fit perfectly. I didn't have to do any modifications. Everything adjusted just the way it should. Door shut nice. I got a perfect reveal, no gaps, no nothing, and it looks fantastic.
Will.
What's happening?
Hey. So I just talked to Dave, and he said something about killing wasps.
Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't think it made sense either.
No, I said it makes sense.
How does it make sense?
Human resources. You're a human resourcing wasps.
Okay.
So go into the mixing room, and I think underneath there is a paint suit.
No, I'm not
listen,
doing
just
this again.
Hear me out. Seriously, do you want to go out there with bare skin? Yes or no?
Are these aggressive wasps?
They will be when you shoot them.
Okay, so I have to dress up like that again.
It's for your protection. Alyssa is truly like a sister to me. I love her with all of my heart. With that being said, you always have to have fun with your sister. You can't just let her just come in here and just do whatever. You gotta give her a little hell. But the hell that I give her is just humor for the people at home and myself. So she's not getting hurt. There is a chance she could get stung, but it's a little excessive what we're doing. But her best interest is always at heart.
Okay. Really? No.
You're a beekeeper. Embrace it.
Are you serious?
Yes, I promise you look like a beekeeper.
I'm not a beekeeper.
Today
I'm going
you
to kill bees.
Right, but
I think they do the opposite.
don't know that. Okay, so let's head outside.
What is this?
Okay, this is just to get you loosened up in case you have to run. You ready?
Yep.
Go.
Oh,
Whoa, what are you doing?
this is right.
It is so wrong. You got it.
Okay.
And back.
This way?
Sure. You gotta pick your own path, I see. All right, see?
How'd I do?
Good, except you went in instead of out, but that's fine.
Alyssa puts bee wrangling on hold to join her father and the new Hellcat owners for a weigh-off. It's time to find out how much each car weighs before we test them out on the dynamometer. Those two measurements will give us the weight to horsepower ratio.
Right now we're at the Marcola Way Station down the highway here heading into Springfield on Marcola Road. The last time we were here was back in season 1.
I did it, 130 on wet roads. That's adventurous, we're stupid.
It's kind of cool because that's nostalgic for me to be able to come back out here. What we're wanting to do today is wanting to do a real live version weigh-in of the Daytona Charger and the Hellcat. You can trust all the magazine numbers and the articles, but I just like to see it for myself. I'm gonna put the car at 4050. That's my weight on the Charger Daytona.
Well, you're already
That ain't
wrong.
bad at all.
43.20. All right, Port, get out.
What? You guys laughing.
I honestly have no idea, so I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say 4,100. Dang, it's under 4K. That's crazy.
Good Lord, you weigh a lot.
Are you sure it's me?
Well, I don't know, you got out and that thing started squeeching and flipping like some kind of a slot machine.
Okay, Dad.
39.60, not a bad guess, not a bad guess. 39.60. That's real, because that car's pretty complete. The jack and the spare are even in it. I mean, that car's real complete. All right, pull it off. I would expect both of them would be within a reasonable range of that. And I think Chrysler's calling that one in at 45, 46, somewhere on the Hellcat.
It sounds nice, though.
Right there.
Right there.
Good.
Stay in there and let it calculate.
Probably guess the Hellcat to be somewhere between 4,400 and 45, so I'll go with 4,450.
Want to see what you weigh?
I'm about
Holy.
150.
2.5 tons, man.
I know. I told him we were gonna be close to 5K.
All right, hop out, muscles. You got to get off the scale there.
Oh, I was 10 pounds off. That's a pretty good guess.
It's in the magazine. How the hell's that a guess?
I said it was
Mine was a real guess. Well, you're 10 pounds off.
Yeah.
All right. Probably fuel, right? Probably just fuel.
I might be a spitter in there.
44.40.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got our weigh-ins. Looks like we're talking 480 pounds difference. The Hellcat to the Daytona. So now that we've got that, we're gonna go over and do a dyno on it, and this is real horsepower to the ground, not to the crankshaft. This is net horsepower versus gross horsepower, which is the way it was measured in '69.
All right, we're working on our 71 Dodge Challenger door. I learned something new today with the regulators. A lot of the 70 stuff is 70 specific. They just kind of did that on the Cudas and the Challengers. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, if you've been around the cars. Today I found out that the 71 door frame, the actual inside of the door frame, is different than a 1970. You can see this has got a really small slot on it here. So when this gear comes up, when the window's going down, see how it stops right there, and it's got plenty of room in that opening. On the 70 regulators, whenever this gear comes up, it would actually hit, the regulator would hit right on the edge of that. So the 70 door frame actually has a longer slot right here. It comes all the way out to here. So whenever that gear comes up, it's got plenty of room to rotate up into there. At first I thought, oh, I wonder if it's just a little bent and it's not coming up all the way. But it turns out that whenever I looked in and found a 1971 car out there that was all original, the 1971 regulator, the throw is actually different on the gear. So the gear doesn't come all the way up. It stops short, excepting, you know, this smaller hole, and so there's your problem. So I tried to put that 70 gear into a 71 small gap. That's where I ran into my problem. So swap the regulators out. As you can see, it works perfect now. So ready to finish her up.
Right now we're over in Eugene at a shop called FTW Tuning. They have the only dynamometer in town, so they have generously offered to test our horsepower on our Daytona Charger and our Hellcat Challenger.
I have no idea what to expect. I do think the Hellcat's gonna blow the Daytona out of the water, so it's kind of a waste of our time, but it's cool that we're here.
It's 50 years newer and a lot more technology.
Honestly, I think the Hellcat's probably gonna do better. I mean, a lot of people love the old style muscle cars, and I'm just a fan of the newer style muscle cars. They handle much better, they have a lot more power, but I mean, if you can afford it, you might as well get an old one as well.
I'm just telling you that in 1969, this thing set and broke world records. And I respect the fact that Dodge is still continuing to be cool. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell's yes, I respect it. So the first one up on the dyno rack is going to be the Daytona Charger, rated at 375 brake horsepower. Now that was to the crankshaft. What we're going to measure is how many of those little ponies are making it down to the ground between the tire and the earth. 200 horsepower to the dirt. Can we do it now?
I second that, yes.
Let's shoot this maternal lover.
He's got issues.
I'm not worried about anything going wrong. It's just I can't really run this car too hard. We're getting ready to start the restoration on it. Had him run on the safe side at 5,000 RPM because it is an older engine. I don't want to do anything crazy. So I did, it sounds really good and healthy, but it was putting out about 205. Just my guess was 200. So I told him to take up a couple hundred more RPM, maybe to 54, 55, and see what it was going to put out. So that's what he's doing now. The old girl did good at 205 horsepower to the tires. I mean, that's pretty good horsepower on an old car that's worn out, you know, that hasn't been restored yet. Might bring it over after we're done building the engine and see how it does, you know. But even at that, 205, that's very respectable for the day. That's to the ground, you know, that's not at the crankshaft. So it lost, according to the factory, about 175 horsepower between the crankshaft and the tires. So they're getting ready to take it down off of there and bring the Hellcat up and find out what it does to the tires. Find out if Dodge is telling the truth or not. This is actually kind of cool. I haven't been around a Hellcat up close, so just driving over here, the sound of it definitely is impressive. I mean, it's an all business engine. It's set up that way. It'll be interesting to see the difference. Our old car, the Daytona, it uses a fluid-driven torque converter that with RPMs and pressure, it locks up. This one has an electronic lockup converter, so the minute he goes into it, it's like driving a stick shift. There's no give, there's no play, there's no slip. So that's a huge advantage. But the fact that it's, you know, a high horsepower car, late model technology, it'll be interesting to see what it puts out in the way of horsepower to the tires. Your Subaru sound like that?
You gotta respect that car, or you're gonna be dead.
Oh, you're gonna be dead.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the whole thing.
That thing's just a rocket.
Oh,
it's crazy. I'm so proud of Dodge. I mean, they were doing it back in the day, and they're doing it now.
Oh, yeah.
They always pulled out all the stops and came out with the Hemis and the six-packs and the Superbirds and Daytonas and the crazy graphics and air grabbers, pistol grips. I mean, they were always on the cutting edge. Now they come out with this insane contraption.
Oh.
You better respect it or you're gonna be dead.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
So under ideal conditions, it's gonna run at 680 horsepower. But today we ran it a couple times. It's really hot. I think it's over 100.
It feels like it.
So it's running at 650, which
Yep.
is still amazing.
It's great.
I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
And when that's gonna take flight.
It's a factory
Gosh.
production car, and it's putting 650 horsepower to the wheels.
Even with the harsh deadline Mark set for the firepower CUDA, the crew still has to make progress with other cars, including the iconic General Lee Charger. The bodymen lay down some elbow grease and finish out the back end of the car.
Well, okay, so there you have it, right?
Yep.
In a nutshell. Now,
Yeah.
I haven't done the math yet. I'll do that, and I'll send you an email. But my
Okay.
guess is...
It's gonna take him that long.
That was pretty
Have you ever had the throttle like that?
No.
Are you ever going to have the throttle like that?
I might take it up to Woodburn.
That'd be fun, huh?
Yeah. Get some slicks for it.
What are they supposed to turn off the showroom floor? Does anybody know what the ET is? I don't.
I know a guy from SRT was saying if you put slicks on it, that it could run a 10.8.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That's a fast quarter mile. That's a fast quarter mile. Well, it was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys bringing it out. I really do.
Thank you for having us.
You're Big Mike.
Yeah.
You're Michael.
Yep.
And father and son,
Nice to meet you.
I assume.
Nice to
And
meet you.
uncle. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yep.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, listen, I appreciate it. I got to get this whole thing put back in line before the owners see it's missing. You guys have a good, safe trip home, and I appreciate you coming down.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
But looks like we came up on our deadline for Bodywork for the firepower car, and doesn't look like we're quite done yet. So I'm gonna go out there and see if the guys need any help, if there's any way that I can kind of help get the firepower project to Will.
What's
Hey,
happening?
what are you doing?
Put away?
Getting ready to go home?
Almost.
Oh, it's about that time, huh?
Yeah, what do you want?
I was just seeing what I can do to help out. I know that we're kind of behind over here, so
We're behind?
yeah.
On what?
Well, the firepower. But I mean, I know that's not in your
No.
department yet.
We're
Yeah,
on
I know we don't
schedule.
have-
We're at 0 days. As long as I walk in tomorrow and have it, we're right on schedule.
Which, looking like that might be a little iffy. So is there something I can do to help?
Why is that looking good?
My God,
What part
is there
looks-
something
no,
I
want to
can
know
do
what part looks iffy.
to help? Why
Well,
does
that
it
car
matter?
is right on schedule.
This backfired. You know,
I
I'm just gonna
thought-
go ask Josh if he needs any help because
He's doing body work. Let him do his body work. You're
what should I
disrupting the
do?
flow.
What should I do to help?
Okay, so nobody has coffee.
I already made coffee today. I'm not doing it again.
Never got one.
That's not a
Our
real
shop
job.
is a hole.
Then clean your workspace before you leave.
No, if you actually got out on the other side of a broom, that would help. That's helping
I
us.
do, but I sweep the engine room when I work in there. I never.
Okay, now
don't
you're
work
coming
in
down here to work, so it's the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll sweep, but everything but your section.
Oh, I don't have a section. My section's in the paint booth.
Can't win. Okay, Josh. What can I do to help?
You know, honestly, there's not much to do after, I mean, me and Ryan pretty much have it licked until we get it over to Will. So we're just finishing up this side here, the driver's side.
Wow.
Just the bottom of the fenders, part of the rocker, and part of the quarter, and it'll be ready for Will. So
Wow.
honestly, yeah, there's not.
So we're actually gonna make a deadline?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get this to Will a couple days ago. It's taken a little bit longer than we thought.
But technically, today was the last day on the deadline.
We pretty much have this all
Alyssa,
taken
don't
care
slow
of.
Josh down. You asked me first, do you want to help or not?
Yeah, sure. I'll see you later, Josh.
Have a great one. Oh, man.
Oh, I see him.
Okay, you got to spray. Oh yeah, see, you got one. Oh yeah, there you go, see? There's still more. They're all,
Kill him.
yes.
Kill him. Oh, coming out now. They're coming out now.
What are you?
Okay.
Call me if you need me. You're all good to go?
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're what? You thank Dave.
Oh, I will.
Okay, so go ahead and go to the fender.
Once I got a chance to get back to the graveyard, start digesting some of the numbers, I got the calculator out. Remember now, our Daytona's an original car. It was bought brand new by the same owner that still has it today, so it's pretty much the way. Wheels and tires have been changed. Chrysler, when they weighed them, they were dry weight. Ours probably has some fluids in it. It's got your oil, transmission fluid, stuff like that. But we ended up with 3,960 pounds. So that's just on the backside of 4,000 pounds. When we ran it on the dyno, its max horsepower was putting out at 5,500 RPM, 205 horsepower to the ground. That rear tire was creating, right where it married the ground, 205 horsepower. The Charger Daytona, it was a unique car, unique styling, unique idea behind the concept of the nose cone and the wing on the back. It was designed for one purpose, and that was to go around that track at NASCAR as fast as it could. And it did that. It won 22 or 23 races over its time period before it was banned. It also held the record, the first car at NASCAR to go over 200 miles an hour. So this is a pretty world-class design for its day. Now let's fast forward 40 some years, all right? The Hellcat, amazing car, everybody's talking about it, right? 2016 model car. We took it out and weighed it, weighed in at a total weight of 4,440 pounds. That was wet, again, it had fuels in it, which Chrysler usually weighed them dry. Took that over to the dyno, all right? That one at the same, ironically, at the same RPM of 5,500, was creating 681 horsepower to the dirt. to the ground. That's a lot of earth being moved. That's an amazing task. A heavier car, yes, but way more horsepower. Now let's crunch that down a little more. The Hellcat, 2016 Hellcat, nasty fast car, creates 0.15 horsepower for every pound of the car. All right, put that into perspective, okay? Our Daytona Charger is 0.05 horsepower for every pound of the car. The Hellcat has 3 times more horsepower to weight ratio than the 1969 Dodge Charger. And that's just amazing. That just shows you how much technology, number 1, has gone into the cars today, and 2, the Dodge is still on it, still doing great things. That's pretty amazing. I love this kind of nerdy stuff, so for me, this was a great visit to the dyno shop.
In case you got distracted with Hellcat videos again, here's what the ghouls knocked out so far.
Fastest one we've ever done on record.
The Firepower CUDA came back from the dipper, and Mark made a game plan for Will to oversee its progress through the body shop. Under Mr. Scott's watchful eye, the CUDA made it to day 0 with help from Josh and a little help from Alyssa. Mark gave Alyssa a primer on staying organized.
If it never got sold, it's new old stock. That's the prime, that's the Pink Panther right there.
And how parts are the lifeblood of the shop. Dave cranked out the door glass and trim on Buck's 383 Green Go Challenger RT. Mark got to meet some fans and test their new Hellcat against a stock Survivor 69 Daytona at the dynamometer for some real-world numbers and a sobering reality check. Finally, Alyssa took a course on Wasp management, but will she pass her final exams?
Yeah, definitely. I think this would be a perfect job for Alyssa.
Are you serious?
Yes, I promise you look like a beekeeper.
I'm not a beekeeper. I'm
Today
going
you
to
are.
kill bees.
Right, but
I
it's,
think they do the opposite.
don't know that. You're not washing the car. Get in there.
Got one. Got him. Got him. Got him. That's all I can take right now.
Okay. You okay? Okay, so you got the.
Stressful.
Oh, well, I know. That's
It's like a real life video game.
This is video game? Like Grand Theft Auto?
I don't know how you can wear this hat all day. It's hot.
Okay, well, they're still coming out. So, you got a good feel for everything?
Look at all of them. Look at all of them dead on the ground.
Oh, dude, there's a lot there, actually. Yeah. See? You just made my job safer and Dave's.
You're welcome.
All right, keep it up. There's the high five that you and Dave do every time something good happens in your life. So you should be good from this.
What?
What the f is that? Okay, well, keep up the good work, and I think I'm gonna call it a day.
I mean, I see where this might have been necessary to keep me from getting stung, but I do feel really stupid out here running drills around rims in this suit when it's 100 degrees. So Will's definitely gonna get it this time. Like, I can't let this one slide under the rug again. I have to get it back.
Are you done? Are all the bees dead, or are you gonna keep going?
But maybe I'll get my dad to call a professional to come out here and do it.